Good day, fam people, how are you? I'm doing well, and today we're back on another video of Totally Accurate Battle Simulator. Today we will be doing the Medieval Reboot faction review. Next video will likely be me doing a specific unit creation again to beat Ra. Yeah, and for the Ultimate Campaign 3, can you repost the details? That way I can find it again easier. Anyway, as you can see, there are a bunch of units. I've even cut some of them out. Well, I've cut one of them out of the thumbnail because, you know, I didn't want to have that many circles going around. Yeah, so there's quite a lot of units here. And I do, you know, some people might say, oh, look at the basicness of the designs and stuff. You know, they're pretty similar. I actually like that. I like the more standardized appearances for at least the basic units, you know. It really works with the armies, and that makes me very happy. So that's at least 1 point you get here. Like, I know usually we do really harsh ratings for these. Specifically for Jensen's or Hands in Mortars, but I'll be honest, I appreciate this one. This one's so far the best one. Okay, let's see. Wooden sword. How's your crappy wooden sword going to handle against this? Do you want to see? He's probably the ones that shouldn't have that good armor. He should have more of the wooden stuff. You got the wooden stuff here, but he should look a little more scruffy, you know. Plate armor was expensive, bro. Not many people could buy it. Like, they didn't have proper armies with it usually. That was more for the private armies. Okay, so Squire can one-shot if it can hit. Okay, so I feel like these two, they fill in just a similar enough of a role. Yeah, so they're basically the same. You could argue the wooden squire is a bit better. Now the regular squire, I think we need to test this against something like the samurai. Some might call this a bit of an unfair matchup because the samurai is probably one of the better units, foot soldier units. But I disagree. I mean, you're wearing full plate armor like this, you should be able to slaughter him. Ooh! Deflected 120 for a unit. 120 for a unit that can deflect is pretty crazy. Imagine deflecting and you still die. Like, what kind of power levels are you facing at that point? At that point, you're just aiming above your pay grade. Okay, so faster attack speed. But he can't one-shot, okay. And he can somewhat parry, but it's just so crap that he can't actually do it. You are such a mixed bag, I'll be honest. He can parry, but it just doesn't work at times. Like that, you can see the parry the stuff, but it just didn't save him, bro. Like, do better. There you go. It's hard to say for these matchups. It's clear that I'm not going to bother doing the arch test. It's clear that none of them would survive an arrow. One thing I'm curious now about is, where is it? Teacher. I know Teacher's just going to slaughter him, but you know they both have the parry. Let's give it a shot. Yeah, that's basically what I was expecting. I do like the design, but again, you know, full plate armor like this is expensive stuff, you know. Not going to hold it against him, though. Actually, that's a lie. I'm absolutely going to hold it against him. Okay, let's see. I'm noticing the fast movement speed. Same terrible accuracy. Now, one design issue I have with this is I know you want to have something on the shoulders because it looks cool, but archers, they would not have had that. It would have been too cumbersome. Things like that. They probably would have only had, like, armor around the chest plate and maybe the head. Anything restricting the arms, you know, they're an archer, for God's sake. Okay. So I'm not going to say it's awful, but, you know, practically speaking, if you're going for a more practical design like you did for the other two, yeah, it just doesn't make much sense. Okay, so this is basically just an archer reskin. There might be a little difference, but it's basically that. Banner bearer. Squire. Obviously, he just sticks in place. He sticks in place, but he just keeps on. Oh wait, no, I just forgot. Because I've still forgot to uninstall the free-for-all mod. The banner bearer ability just doesn't work. Doesn't matter. We all know what the banner bearer does. It just makes them all freeze in place. Interesting. His movement speed is kind of slow, but that makes sense for his role. He can survive a hit. Doesn't do the craziest attacks. Fuck. Okay, yeah, so he probably loses 2 squires. That's a fair. I'd say that's fair. I mean, I probably would use the regular banner bearer, because let's see, the regular banner bearer is only half the price, and you know, properly swinging that banner is actually surprisingly effective, so I'd probably go with the regular one. Now the pawn. I don't know what kind of pawn you have there, dual wield swords, and looks like a damn paladin. But okay, what's a sword wielding unit? The fencer, no, fencer's just crap. There's no practical application. It's just trash. If you use it, don't comment it down below. Just don't. You know what, let's go back to the samurai. See how consistent it is against samurai. Because, you know, the samurai should, in theory, have a way better range if it didn't, you know, charge in like a damn idiot. Yeah, I'm gonna be honest, what the hell was that, bro? You got the first slash in. So what I'm getting is glass cannon. That's the kind of vibes I'm getting. Personally, probably wouldn't use it. Doesn't seem that impressive. Look at that. Can't even one-shot him. 2 shots and it swings erratic. Yeah, it's just not a good unit. Like, style-wise, it looks more fantasy compared to the medieval look. It kind of just breaks the whole standardized look. It looks like it could be a captain and stuff, but it's just not a good unit. Yeah, sure, he cleared out all 3 of them, but what if you put 2 of them next to each other? Okay, he cleared out the 2 of them, but what if we got another 2? He's one of those iffy units where you can either pop off or that happens. That's the issue. He's just not consistent enough. Like, he can do that and go crazy. Like, damn, well done. Okay, I'm gonna say he's actually pretty good. It's just unreliable at times. The flail. Now this one, 250. We obviously got to test him against 3 knights. Squires. Same thing. Potato, tomato. Spinjitzu as always. Didn't swing his weapons though. Odd move. I'm pretty sure they didn't really dual wield flails. And I don't know, he seems kind of goofy. I do appreciate the helmet though, you know. This was a practical helmet. And I know not many people like to use it because it's ugly, but it worked. That's all you can really say about it. It's just designed we want when it worked. Now, in theory, the mace spinner should win this, so this will be a balance test, really. If this guy be... Okay, I was about to say, he better not win that. Or else he's busted. Let's go back to the girl version, samurai. Can you deal with 2 samurai? You can. Ooh, so he's a glass cannon. He's aggressive. Honestly, these units, they probably should not be as glass cannony as they are. I mean, look at them. They're wearing full plate armor. They should be a little tankier. Even if that sacrifices their damage, that's a reasonable trade. Now, the halberd. Yeah, I like this. I like this. It seems like a Scottish halberd, you know, with the fucking kilt and all that dumbassery. 250. So, in theory, again, should lose against the regular edition. I mean, he is smaller. Hold on, let me test. Okay, both of them get put within 1 HP. They're basically on equal ground. Okay, so if the halberd gets a proper hit off, it can one-shot. And it will get the first swing because of its extra arm reach. Okay, so they're basically on equal grounds. They're on equal grounds. Which, again, probably needs to amp up the price then. Arrow test. Okay, 1 arrow. Compare that to the regular halberd. Okay, so it's way less tanky, but I guess the halberd just hits so ridiculously hard that they're basically on equal grounds in 1-on-1s. Okay, that's fair. That's fair. I mean, if you ask me, you should have amped up the price so it's above the halberd and given him more HP, because, you know, he's wearing armor. Elite Squire, okay, now we can get to the ones where we can do something. Brawler, that seems like a pretty apt test, no? Again, this guy kind of looks a little more fantasy, and I don't feel like for the basic units they should have more of a fantasy appearance. Just my opinion though. You can go for the fantasy when you get higher up, you know, medieval fantasy and all that, but for the lower ones I think they should be kept as a more standardized. Damn! Brawler cleared out, but granted, Brawler's kind of crazy. I think it's like the halberd, you know, the axe just does so much damage. He's very agile though. But does that agility save him? Well, it's saving him right now, but no, bro basically got uppercut with an axe, bro. You're not coming back from that. Ooh, we got a hit off. How much damage? Ooh, moderate damage. And he killed him, but it seems like generally the Brawler is just better at combat-wise. Like, if this was one of those, Watch Gaming Channel, you know, the who is stronger edits, you know, versus battles, you know, Brawler would get better combat, this guy would get better skill. Ooh. It's a good unit. I'll say it's good enough. Again, this feels more like a duelist than a standardized unit due to its higher movement speed and agility. But it does certainly hold its own. It's like that light duelist. You know, kind of like the rapier, the fencer. Let's actually test him against the fencer. The goofy R fencer. Fencer there and one fencer back there. That way we can have one-on-one duels. Okay, both of them are trying to play the agile mode. There you go, one down, and he's nearly dead, so you better hope you get him quickly. Yeah, obviously the fencer just can't hold his own, he's just so trash. That being said, teacher, lock the fuck in, bro. Come on, Las Vegas. Ooh, the perfect parry. And a clean win from the teacher, bro. Teacher's just too good of a duelist. Okay, I'll say he's a pretty good unit. The Lancer. Now this is one of the ones I'm more excited for. Sarissa, let's see how you guys lock in. I mean, one of you definitely have a bigger spear. Oh my god, you never stood a chance, bro. He scratched your ass with that one. Ooh. Oh, you kind of whiffed it. I'm gonna be honest, this guy should not be one-handing it. He should be two-handing it. But he's able to. He's actually pretty tanky. I appreciate that. But he really shouldn't be one-handing it. I'll be honest. I hope that's a flaw. I'm not a flaw. I hope that's a mistake. Because hands in water, I expect you to know better than to one-hand a spear. Only Dinksy gets to do that. But I will say the spear's pretty effective. He should definitely be two-handing it. That's my only complaint about that. Ooh, he dodges! That's insane. That's actually broken. Wow, you suck. You guys just suck. Ooh, one clean hit. Okay, so it's not that tanky, but he survives a bit, I guess. Oh! Oh, you're done now, buddy. You're done now. You're done messed up now, buddy. Send you to God. Again, high damage, moderate HP. I just feel like he shouldn't have the dodge. That's one of my main first opinions. I get it, you know, you want to have the Dinksy style where he's dodging around with the spear, but just drop the spear. Drop the dodge for the spear guy. He should be for a more standardized unit, you know, less dodging. That way he can be put in a formation and be more effective. That's my opinion on the Lancer. The Footman. Well, you already know we got to bring back the Brawler. Actually, no, we got to bring the Hoplite into the match. I mean, this guy's got a spear. I'm excited. I mean, yeah, this is pretty good. I mean, this is my spear, the goated spear. Pretty predictable it's starting. Ooh, so not that tanky, but I mean, it makes sense. He's got such a big shield. Gotta love a big shield, you know. Ooh, another one bites the dust. Come on. Oh my god. Oh, not that much damage. Yeah, he's not doing that much damage. Like, the Hoplite is not that tanky. Okay, so for a spear, I'm disappointed, I'll be honest. The lackier damage really hurts it. The HP thing is fine, because look how big his shield is. But the damage lack, it hurts. It hurts. Come on. Brother, I shall come help you. Yeah! Oh my god, he murdered him. Ow, my neck. Now I gotta avenge. Okay, maybe his damage is fine. At times, it feels like it's a bit inconsistent. Come on. I can't lose to you. Yes, I avenged him, bro. I sliced out your legs, bro. I did the splits while doing it. How does that make you feel, you bitch? Anyway, Archer. Let's see if he dodges. This is what the regular spear should have been. Standardized, bro. Standardized. I know I've been saying standardized a lot, but you get what I'm saying. Trumpeter. Okay, send 3 peasants at it. Well, not peasants, but they're basically peasants. Okay, I'm not vibing with this, I'll be honest. I don't like units like these. You know, explosions, they're good because they kill them, but when you just toss them about, I never like it. He still gets a gun, but yeah, I just don't mess with this unit, I'll be honest. It's there, I guess. Let's see if it dodges arrows or not. He's fast. So, okay, so he doesn't dodge, he just lets movement speed do the dodging for him. Bye. Owie, that hurt. Usroda. How dare you? There he goes. Okay, it's quality-wise, it's definitely an effective unit. I just don't really like it because of, you know, I've explained why. The Knight. Now, obviously, you know who we're fighting this guy with. It's going to be the Knight. So we got the regular Knight, and then we got the Dark Knight. More depth on the helmet because you have, I think 2 or 3. Yeah, I think 3 helmets layered on top there, maybe more. Other than that, it looks very similar, but the shoulder parts are different because it's coloured grey here. Meanwhile, he's got it coloured red. Team colours. Legs are different armour. The chest plate is also different. It's similar, but it's also different, you know. It's like he tried to mimic it. Okay, neither of them are up to a good start. Oh, he deflects. That's crazy, bro. So this guy's just an upgrade. He should be worth more then. He's literally just an upgrade. He can deflect attacks. That's insane. Come on, there's no way you lose when you can deflect. Even if you're messing your shield up so much that you're inside the shield. Yeah, I was about to say, that's got to be an obvious outcome. Honestly, I kind of like the design. I'm kind of mixed on the helmet. Like, on one half it kind of seems ominous and cool, on the other half it looks a bit bulky. Just like your mom. Okay, I can brush through that one. Medieval sword slasher. Okay, let's see how you slash through 7 squires. You know, it's lucky number 7. Clearly they're going to lock in for once. He's really slow. He's not like Darth Maul. I was expecting to be more Darth Maul-y. That's insane. He's literally going kung fu fighting. Anyway, for this actual type of sword, it's not really that practical. You'd rather have like the handle more extended, so it's kind of like a double-sided spear. Because you can't properly maneuver that, really. Do I dodge? No, I do not. Okay, so let's lower it so I'm roughly equal value. Okay, let's see how many arrows it takes. Three arrows, that's kind of weak. But his kicks make up for it. I'll say he's worthwhile. You know, he's on the same value as the Knight, and he definitely makes up for it with pure damage output. Trickster. Now, if you're a long-time viewer of the channel, then you know what this is most likely a reference to. You know, see, Jensen or Hans Immorta might try to say, oh, it's just a Trickster character. But you know it's not just a Trickster character, because he gave it the same weapons, the same mask, and made it short. So it's not just a Joker character, it's just a... It's a fucking reference to Mike Zhang's campaigns. I actually made a playlist. It's one of the few times I actually made a playlist for something. Go check it out, Mike Zhang's campaigns. You know this unit is just the absolute devil. So let's see if he's as bad as he was back then. Granted, I'm pretty sure back then he was more like 1,000 in value, so this might just be a discount version. I mean, it's obviously a discount version because it's made by Jensen. Oh, so 1, his throwing speed is weaker, as well as his damage per throwing knife is weaker. Because I'm pretty sure the original one would have just thrown like a few dozen knives right now and also killed each of them with one knife each. And he plays like a bitch. That's so predictable. I'm curious, how much HP does he have? Not much, but that's reasonable. Boom. Okay, I'm gonna be honest. 750, you're getting a great deal. I'm gonna say the design is good. I hate the reference, but it's a good design, I'll say. And it's definitely effective. It got the job done, it stalls, it has range, and it's got good survivability. It's a good unit. Begrudgingly so. Next up on the chopping block is the Flail Master. So obviously we've got to test him against a bunch of squires first, because you know, why wouldn't we? They're there for now. Okay, so not that good at the whole swinging thing, but that's to be expected because this flail is just pure arse. How much HP? Oh, he's got plenty of HP. You love to see it. Enrages. He one-shots, so that's good, I guess. He seems like one of those units that are heavily reliant on just RNG saying, yes, the weapon can work now. Because if it doesn't, then you're cooked. He dodges. Damn it, I can't test how much... Fine then. Fine. Sarissa's. You love to see it, Sarissa's, bro. So goated. He's not that great, I'll be honest. I don't really feel like I'm mess with that guy. Next one up is the Royal Guard. Now, obviously, we gotta recognize the Royal Guard. You know, he's a spearman. You gotta respect it. So here we are, the kite formation against one Royal Guard. I'm gonna be honest. Ooh, I mess with that. You know, it kind of reminds me of my own character. You know, wearing the black mask as well as having goggles. Except for me, it's glasses. And he uses a spear. Same spear. You know, respect. You better lock the fuck in, bro. Lock the fuck in, bro. You're the Royal Guard, bro. You're supposed to protect the king. Of course, eventually you lost, but I have a few tests I'd like to run personally. Ooh, damn. We jumping now. You got one. Two. Ooh. I didn't think he'd win that, but, you know, getting two, not bad. It's kind of what I expected, though. Now, final test for this, well, final couple of tests. One archer test, obviously, if he dodges or whatnot. Honestly, for the shield guys, I don't really care about the archer test, mostly. That is such a dumb design. Oh my goodness, because I usually don't bother with the archer test against these shield guys. But he deflects them, which results in him sort of, you know, shaking his weapon out the way. And he's not that tanky against the arrows. You know, piercing damage is a weakness, apparently. Damn it. Okay, I'm gonna be honest, that range deflect is just not a good idea. And then the final test for him will be the king. You know, he's the Royal Guard. Let's see how he fares up against the actual king. How much damage? The king has barely taken much damage. He's nearly dead. Yeah, king's pretty crazy. Yikes. Yeah, he's a cool unit, I guess. He's cool. Nothing too crazy. Cavalry. Now, this guy is obviously got to be stopped by a bunch of shields. Why shields? Because I can. Yeah, I just don't think this works. You know, the cavalry really does not work. Yeah, this thing's hot arse, I'll be honest. If you lose to shield bearers, you kind of failed, haven't you? As cavalry, you know, you're supposed to be able to rush through and tear them apart, but no, I guess not. You're just kind of mid. You're just mid. It's disappointing. See how he fares against good old-fashioned archers, you know. Okay, he can dodge, I guess. That's cool. Also, why does this guy have arrows on his back? You don't have a bow and arrow. That makes no sense. It's dead weight. You know, you usually have to justify every little change to your armor to maximize weight and all that, but this guy's just having random arrows on his back. Like, really? Yeah. I mean, I guess it kind of does its job, but I just don't like it. That's my thoughts. Next one up is the Archer King. This one's what I'm kind of curious about. Hoplites, you got this. Rush him down. I know you have shields, so it should be easy work for you. So, terrible range at first. But he one-shots, and he has a rapid rate of fire. Good survivability, considering he's a ranged unit. 1.5k, you know. But he still perishes. Okay, so I'm gonna be honest. Arrow test. Equal value, let's see how he fares. I knew he'd dodge. I feel like too many units dodge or have some kind of crazy mobility gimmick. Did you get hit once? Oh, he doesn't have that great HP, but that's predictable. His range is also kind of arse. Now, final test for him will be, no reason in particular. You stupid idiot. Holding a bow and arrow wrong. Lovely. Archer King versus 50 peasants. Or was it 150? I forgot. Oh well, doesn't matter. His fire rate slowed down drastically as they got near. That's something I noticed. Ooh, he can escape. And then they just bury him with more. More of them. It's bullying. Neither of them can hit each other properly. They literally are murdering each other on top of him. Jesus, I literally can't even skate myself. Look how easy this is. See, bro? It's not that hard. 50 peasants. He's good, I guess. He's a good support. Boss. Templar, 1.8k. You already know what I gotta do with this one. Thor, lock the fuck in, bro. This guy's trying to steal your whole flow, bro. He's got the wings on the helmet. How much oh my goodness, he's getting dominated. Yikes, bro. Not surprised, though. I kind of expected Thor to dominate. You guys got this, you know. It's just one guy. I mean, sure, he's got a barrier around him, but that's just visual effects, you know. I mean, he's alright, I guess. He's alright. Yeah, he kind of reminds me of just the Paladin, the regular Paladin. Both have the hammer. It's just like a combination of the Paladin and the Celestial Aegis, and I honestly don't know if that's worth it. I mean, that was a brutal finisher, bro. Like Mortal Kombat, damn. But Righteous Paladin's 800. He can heal himself, by the looks of it. I just heard that whole heal. Yeah. Okay, so he's definitely a step above. I just don't know how I feel about him. He feels like he's got a pretty low combat rating. He relies heavily on his abilities to get him through most fights. The Queen, God save our gracious Queen, yada yada yada, you get the point. Boom. What was that damn twist of the arrows? The velocity behind that. The power, Jesus Christ. Oh, damn. It's literally just a shotgun. She literally freaking uses it like a cylinder, bro. Spins it around. And then... oh boy, that's just not good. Okay, so she's definitely like a really far range support unit, because at close, at medium range, her arrows only usually hit one person, which is just not good, obviously. You know, 7 arrows in hitting one person, that's cool, but not ideal. Definitely, probably even more of a support than the other one was. The other archer could at least hold their own a lot better with consistent damage. She has to rely on very slowly waiting for her to reload, relying on her high HP. She cleared, but not great. Certainly not great. King, let's see how much damage she actually does. Okay, she does pretty good damage. Ooh, not bad. Her arrow rain is her main source of damage, and it really does show. Yeah, the king beats the queen. Yada yada. Not that impressive, I'll be honest. The king. Lovely. Let's have him test against the regular king. I mean, this guy's worth way more. He's more armored, you know. And he's even more ginger. They're both terrible at swinging their weapons. Okay, how much damage? They're pretty evenly matched, which is really bad, because, you know, 1,000 more. For what? What are you getting for 1,000 more? A minute health or damage difference? You're actually about to lose. You cost 1,000 more and you're about to lose. Bro, he literally just styled on you, bro. He did a spin jitsu attack to kill you. Why are you worth 2,500? It's probably the arrows dodge, isn't it? Or something to do with that. Because he wasn't kicking or anything like that. If it's a dodge, that's the reason he cost 1,000 more. What do you do? He's just a reskin, bro. He's a bad reskin. He's literally an inferior reskin. Okay, I bet there's going to be something dumb about them. Anyway, Warden. This is the one I'm most excited about. Well, one of the ones I was most excited. He looks so cool in the picture, but he just... okay. His head kind of gets blocked off. I'm not sure how I feel about this much glow, but glowing gauntlets does seem pretty cool, but just maybe tone it down a bit. 3,000. 2 kings. Sounds about right. Let's see how you hold up. See what you actually can do abilities wise, or you just a brute. I honestly don't mind it when it's just a brute. I like its simplicity at times. Have I ever mentioned that I like standardization in this? He's nearly killed the king, and he is not taking that much damage. He's a beast. I'm using 2 jarl axes. That's pretty beastly, I'll be honest. He's popping off, I'll be honest. Ooh, he's struggling to get back up, but he enrages. Nicely done. Next test will be arrow test. See how well he fares up. Survives by enraging and having a bit of a deflect. Survives a second barrage due to proximity. Not bad. But does he survive a third? I don't think so. Never mind, he enrages, so he survives a third. And they're so divided now when they shoot, means he can just recover his deflect. He's so injured, come on! Yeah, I was going to say, you got that, come on. And then finally, obviously, you're going to have a bunch of poor people fight against the warden, see how he actually fares up. If you can't deal with a bunch of poor people, why are you even there? The warden versus 100 peasants. He has fear, but it's only the regular fear, not the large-scale fear that can, you know, fear kings and stuff. He can only fear regular basic units. I mean, this isn't a good look for you, Warden, I'll be honest. You should have been clearing house way faster. Ooh, which, how long has this been going for? It's nearly 11. 36 minutes long, not bad. Next video will have to be a lot shorter to make up for how long this one is. Obviously. This take too long, I'm just gonna call it there. Next one up is the old king. Let's see if you're actually any good this time round. King versus king. You're literally more than double his cost. I hope you have something crazy up your sleeve. Okay, finally. How does the old king end up being so agile in comparison? He's taking no damage. I mean, he's doing less damage than, you know, the giant fucking sword does, but he swings so much faster that he's actually winning. He's taken like nearly half his HP. Come on. There we go. Pretty soundly won. Next up is archers. I'm predicting he just dodges it or parries it. No, well he kind of dodged it, and he did actually succeed in avoiding most of the damage, but ooh, he's just ridiculously tanky. Okay, that makes sense. Yada yada yada, and then where is he? Shogun. Boom, lock in. Both of them kind of have the same gimmick of agility, but the king's obviously a lot tankier. Ooh. Ooh, the damage! It's crazy. It seems very inconsistent with how much damage he takes. Both of them seem to just be dodging each other. They're like fucking flies, bro. They just keep doing the exact same thing until the Shogun pops his ability again and again until he wins. Oh my god, you cheater. You filthy cheater. To be fair, it'd be a tie regardless. Well, tie if they didn't. He just doesn't have the speed to capitalize on... Because once he dodges, you know, he's left slightly vulnerable for a second. He just doesn't have the speed to capitalize it. And you're cooked. That's it for you. Unless you can enrage your... He enraged his way through it. That you genius. You're so angry you survived that. And there you go. Shogun wins. Okay, he's still a good unit. For lasting that long against the Shogun, he's a good unit still. Burning Slasher. What is this, a damn horror movie? Archers, just kill him. Just kill him. This video is going on for too long. You must die. Okay, how the fuck are you still... Okay, I was gonna say, you better be on near death's door at that point. Ah! Didn't kill any of them, but it looked cool, eh? Let's have a bunch of knights. This should be a field day for you, you know. So highly, well, not highly agile, but you know, the flying adds to his agility. He's got flaming swords. I don't know, big weapons usually hamper his agility, but Jesus Christ, he's turning into a Beyblade of fire, bro. 7k, I'm not sure if he's worth 7k, you know, really. But he's just so cool, you know. A flying ball of flame is pretty cool. I'm gonna move on from him. We kind of get what his gimmick is. Now the medieval heroic. His image just looks so dope. Like his picture, it looks so dope. Oh my goodness gracious me. Let's see how crazy he actually goes. Hoplites, I'm sorry, but you have to be the sacrifice. You must walk the distance because none of us else will. Damn, the velocity behind that, the power, the Beybladeness. Oh my goodness gracious me, he tore through them. No, when they just start doing Beyblades with those swords, it's diabolical, bro. Oh my god, bro, you are getting bullied. Oh Jesus Christ. Do you ever feel like a plastic bag? Oh my god, this is diabolical, bro. Oh my god, I almost feel bad for just sending you in here. Oh my god, you guys were my special forces and you're all dead. Jesus Christ. We need something a little tougher then, I guess. I got an idea. 2 burning slashes. Oh my goodness, he literally turns into a Beyblade. Oh my god. The amount of swords that just went into that man is diabolical. Oh Jesus. Oh Mary, Jesus Christ. You know, just lock in, boys, lock in. A bunch of you guys and maybe you can pull it off. You guys got this. Look how many bolts you'll be able to shoot at him. You're not that very accurate, but look how many you shoot. Surely you hit him and kill him. You barely touched him, you stupid... Are you hitting each other's shields trying to shoot me? This feels like bullying, bro. None of them know what to do anymore. They're just so helpless. It's like taking candy from a child. Oh my god. Okay, so that's pretty crazy. Final test, I guess. Medieval heroic versus 10 kings. Honestly, I don't know how to get through this. Get this. Okay, medieval heroic versus 10 kings. Boom. He's already enraged, but once he... How much damage did he take? Okay, yeah, he took crazy damage from that, but that's to be expected, it's the king. Unfortunately, now that he's enraged, yeah, he just vomits swords. And that's it for this video. Just making sure the name is, yep, the Medieval Heroic. Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe for more. I gotta be honest, Johnson, this is probably one of your best factions yet. Just my thoughts. I think gaming would be inclined to agree. I can ask him to at least briefly look through the video, and maybe next time he's around, I can ask him. I did ask if he was available. If you watched gaming stream today, I was there and I briefly asked was he available, and then I later checked that before I was about to record, and he was like, no, I already made promises to play with other people. I was like, I bet. Raise that arm a little higher, buddy. Raise the other arm a little higher than that. Just switch the arms around and raise it high. Anyway, that was out of pocket. So that's about it for this video. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe for more. It greatly helps the channel. Comment below if you see me do anything on the channel, whether they be tabs or anything else. I don't have any other announcements, so thanks for watching. And as always, can you load a little faster, please? Please. And as always, have a good day.